How you doing, Wildcats? It's Mr. Esty, your principal at Weldon Secondary School. I'm sure you have a lot of questions. You might be wondering what's going on for this upcoming school year. So I'm just going to share this video with you that'll hopefully help you out and make things a little clearer for you as we get back into things at Weldon. For students who walk to school or students who are dropped off by parents, we'd ask you to come in via the doors at the turning circle. Again, remember, sanitize your hands on the way in, make sure you're wearing your mask, and you're going to need to head straight up to class.
Just a quick note for our parents and guardians who will be dropping off their children at the school. We ask that you be patient when you are dropping them off at the turning circle, as this will be a very busy area this fall.
If you ride a bus, you're going to be dropped off in one of two locations. The first location is right at the flagpole in front of the school. After being dropped off, you're going to head inside the school, sanitize your hands, and head straight to class. Some students who are bused are going to be dropped off further down towards the east entrance, where you're going to walk in the doors located at the end of the guidance hallway. For those students who are going to be driving to school, you're going to be parking in the east parking lot, and you're going to be using the entrance located at the end of the tech hallway. Whenever you're entering or exiting the building, please make sure to sanitize your hands, just like you would at a store or a mall. You will see a number of signs when you enter the building. First and foremost, reminding you to make sure you're wearing your mask when you're inside. Secondly, if at all possible, always try to maintain a distance of 2 meters between each other. When you enter the school, you are going to see directional arrows indicating which way you should be traveling and on which side of the hallway. Unfortunately, our water fountains won't be open, but the hydration stations will be in operation. The washrooms will be open, and you will be signing in and out of the classroom so the teachers can keep track of when and who has left to go to the washroom in order for us to do contact tracing. Washrooms will be limited in their capacity, so please make sure you adhere to the instructions given on the sign, and if there is a lineup, that you wait in the appropriate location marked by these footsteps, just as you would if you were checking out of a store. Normally, when you enter the school, you'd be putting all of your belongings in your locker and just having your materials for your first period class. Because you're going to be working on the same materials all day with the same teacher in the same classroom, students won't be needing to use lockers this year. For all of our students in grade 9, 10, and 11, we need you to make sure you bring your Edwin devices to school every day, fully charged, so you're ready to learn. For our grade 12 students, unfortunately, we don't have devices for you, but if you do have devices at home, feel free to bring them in, and we do have laptop carts that can help facilitate your learning. When you do enter the building, unfortunately, you won't be able to gather in areas like the atrium or the library or even the cafeteria, as these common areas are going to be closed. What you will need to do upon entry into the building is head directly to your period 1 classroom where you'll be staying for the rest of the day.
Many of you might be wondering what lunch is going to look like this year. Well, unfortunately, we need to have our cafeteria closed, and we can no longer eat with our friends sitting in the halls. We're limited to 2 choices. The first choice is for you to eat with your cohort in your classroom. If you can maintain social distancing, keeping apart 2 meters, you'll be allowed to take off your mask and eat in the classroom. The other option is to go outside for lunch, where you'll be able to remove your mask. Again, we do hope that you can maintain social distancing practices even when you're outside, of staying 2 meters apart, to ensure that you're going to stay safe. Our lunch period is going to be split into 3 different blocks. So what that means is, while you're having lunch, another large part of the school body is still going to be in their classes. So you can eat in your class or if you're going outside, but you cannot be in the halls. One other factor is, if you are going outside, we need you to stay outside for the duration of lunch so that you're not wandering around the halls, possibly bothering people who are trying to learn in their classrooms. We also want to make sure that if you are going outside to eat, that you're keeping your garbage and getting rid of it in an appropriate garbage can somewhere outside, and not bringing your garbage into the school for our caretakers to need to clean up. For those of you that are going to choose to stay in your class to eat with your cohort, we ask that you try to bring a litterless lunch That being that you bring it in prepackaged containers that you can take home with you at the end of the day once you're done eating, to avoid excessive garbage in the classrooms.
If you do become ill while you're at school, you're going to be brought down to the office where an administrator will take care of you. You're going to need to stay in our designated health room, and you will need to be picked up by a parent. You will not be allowed to ride home on the bus. Our caretakers are cleaning frequently touched areas as regularly as they can in each classroom twice a day. In the current block schedule, you're going to be with the same teacher, with the same cohort for 22 days. Every 22 days, you're going to switch courses to your next block. Because you're going to be with the same teacher all day, there isn't going to be a need to move from class to class. There will be times allocated throughout the day to give you breaks before you have your scheduled lunch. This might give you a chance to get outside, take off your mask, and get some fresh air. We have had to make a plan for stairs. This double stairwell at the back will always have down traffic on this side and up traffic on the right-hand side. This will stay continuous throughout the day. In the mornings, all other stairwells will be designated as going up, and at the end of the day, all other stairwells would be designated as going down. During lunch, this is a little tricky, but we're going to have the stairs at the front of the school, near the front doors, both sets, be designated as down. And if you're returning from lunch, you'll need to use the stairwells at the back of the school. If you do need to get upstairs after lunch, you're going to walk down into the back hallway, and you're going to head up this stairwell right here, located near the French hallway, or you can use the appropriate side of the double staircase located in the middle of the back hall near the gyms. So during lunch, you're going to need to head downstairs at the front of the school. One of these stairwells is located just outside of the music rooms. And the other stairwell to head downstairs during lunch is the stairwells located just beside the second floor windows overlooking the turning circle.
During classroom hours, the doors to the school will be locked. If you're a parent or guardian and you do need to pick up your child during the day, please call the main office at the number you see listed here, and we will arrange for that student to come out to see you and get into your vehicle to be picked up.
In order to keep foot traffic down to a minimum, if students need to see someone in the office, there's an appointment sheet that you can sign up for using a QR code or a web browser to book an appointment. Our guidance department is going to be using a similar type of system as well to book appointments. Hopefully this short video makes things a little clearer for you as to how things will look inside the school and how you'll enter the building. Just remember, you need to wear your mask at all times. Always sanitize when you go in. Always sanitize your hands on the way out. Use your appropriate entrance and head straight to your first period class when you enter the building. Yes, it'll be a little tricky at lunch with 3 different lunch hours, but we'll all manage. All of this is being done in order to keep you safe.
Of course, there has to be some good news. One piece of good news, there won't be any exams at the conclusion of the 22-day block. And secondly, because of our revised lunch schedule, we'll be finishing at 2:15 this year. So if you're a walker or if you drive to school, you'll likely get home a little bit earlier. Unfortunately, we cannot make the arrangements to have the buses come and depart any earlier.
If you are going to be riding a bus home at the end of the day, please make sure that you're waiting with your bus cohort only until your driver lets you on the bus. We're really looking forward to having you all back in the building next week. Can't wait to see you.